Okay. So let's get up on our 2 feet. And I want to just, let's see, let your head go one way, let the hips kind of sway the other way. So just notice that a little counterbalance allows the muscles in the neck to stretch. Inhale, find a nice balance through your center. And then exhale, let the head come down. Let the hips travel the other way for just a moment. Good. Inhale. And now this time leave the hips where they are, but let the head go and sort of lead the way, almost like a muñequita. Buenos días, gatitos. Good. Just pay attention to how the head feels. So using the weight of the head to estirar un poco. Same thing here. You can kind of pause in the center and feel a little stretching out in between the shoulder blades. Y arriba, otro lado. Good. So let's try that now. Going to the left, we're going to pause in the center. Good. So really, you can pause anywhere that you feel, oh, there's a bit of relief. Good. And then vamos a pausar in the center. And then while you're here, don't look up. Just let the right arm swing a few times in the shoulder socket. So totally release. And then same thing, left arm. And you can let the arms kind of sway here for a moment, just almost like they're dead weight. And feel how that kind of lives in the back. Good. Let's come up on the right side. Good. All right, so now let's try this. Slide the hands to the thighs, manos en tus muslos. Let the weight move back and we'll inhale, come up. And then exhale, hands to the inner thighs, pull the shoulder blades apart. Good. And see how much space you can feel in between the shoulder blades and the spine, la columna. Good. Now from here, I'm just going to keep that slide down, take my hands to the ankles, same thing. You might now feel, so I take my hands to my ankles and I pull apart. I feel that more as a stretch in my sacroiliac and the low back. Good. So now we're going to inhale, push through the feet just one more time. Just with your brazo derecho or whichever arm. Take a few little circles here. Good. Move the hand behind the head float back into the hand. Good. Now let the hand wrap all the way around the head and let it come to the side. Good. Follow that around. Once again, I'm going to place my arm on my lumbar. Good. And then exhale, come up. Oh, on the other side. Release that arm. Let the other arm just sway. And loosen, relax, and release them. And then put all those movement patterns back together here. So hand behind the head goes back in the hand. So you're stretching, letting the throat come up, but the weight of the head is supported. Good. And then from here, you're going to take the hand to the back of the head, let it stretch over. Can feel a little energetic opposition there through the opposite arm. So just making space to release the neck. Good. And then you'll continue to follow that all the way around, letting the hand rest here for a moment. And then up on the other side, pressing the head into the hand, just kind of the whole way up. Let's inhale, hands to the thighs once again. Cat and cow. Feel a little release, a big reach of the throat up. And then exhale, a big arch down. Good. We're going to inhale, pull all that back up. Take the arms up. Now one arm floats to the side. You can doblar las rodillas. One arm up, other arm floats. So now we're kind of targeting your armpit chest. Your head can go again completely. So when the weight of the head releases, hopefully it's allowing for a little stretch for the neck. Good. Inhale and exhale, coming over. This time, let's leave two arms in the air, Hands moving behind the head. And then we'll exhale, round over. And inhale, pull up. And exhale, round over. And inhale, pull up. One more time. Exhale, rounding over. Oh, and inhale, coming up. One arm, so let your head release to the side again in this little side action, noticing that you can push the head into the hands so that there's almost no weight there. Chest and armpit are opening up. Good. Inhale, pause. Bring the two arms down, one arm forward and one arm back. So let's bend in the knees and come up. Bend in the knees and right back to the center. Bend and extend an arm. So notice too that the head, as you're moving back, just follows the tail. Sigue la cabeza. Good. And so that you're feeling a little stretch through the shoulder blades, and we're waking up the glutes and the hamstrings, but hopefully not creating más estrés because the spine is connected, holding the weight of the head. Good. Let's pause down here on your next round. Good. Take two arms up and then just extend. You can lower bend the knees a little more deeply. Good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's take two hands for a moment to the right thigh. And exhale, lift the left heel. Inhale, arms come up, two hands to the left thigh, and then raise the right heel. You can kind of get in there a little deeper. Good. Inhale, take two arms up, and then we're going to just sweep the arms a few times. Thighs move back. Arms out, muslos atrás, brazos arriba y después abiertos. Good. Pause down here. Let's reverse. Let the arms travel down with you. Good. So now, arms rest on here. Undulate the spine to lift. Let's try that again. Arms out, pull in, and then an undulation of the spine para subir. Good. Arms down, over. Good. This time, pause, no undulation. Just shift the weight into the right foot. Pick up the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot moves down. Pick up the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms move down. Spine gets long. Push into the right foot. Lift the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Two arms up for a moment. Stretch, take your gaze to the hand. And then exhale, let's just peel up the right leg. Hold that for a moment. 2 and 1. Good. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, let the left leg extend forward and back. Adelante y atrás con la pierna izquierda. 2 y 1. The leg floats down. Two brazos arriba. Otra pierna arriba. And we'll go 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Very nice. Setting that leg down. Two arms up. Now exhale, hug the heels up and the arms to your sides. You can pull your barbilla, your chin over one shoulder. Y la barbilla sobre otro hombro. Good. So again, opportunity to stretch your neck. Feel trapezius, latissimus, all those neck muscles there. Inhale, lower. Take the two arms wide for a moment as you take weight back. Hands can rest for a moment on the low back. Good. Exhale, coming up. Find the left leg out to the side. Just hold that. 10, 9, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So trying to drop the hip and lift the leg. Bajar la cadera y subir la pierna. Set it down. Another little stretch down here. Good. So I want you to feel a wide sacroiliac and open sacroiliac here. Shoulder blades together. Exhale, pushing up. Hip drops, thigh lifts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Setting that foot down, doblando otra vez. This time take a full stretch head. Again, to stretch your neck, pull your chin up, and vamos a ver si podemos ver tu isquiones. You're going to look to see if you can find your sitting bones. You can now let the hands slide behind you. So they either wrap around your calves or your thighs, and let that bracing help you lift your femur bones up so the weight of the body really moves to the center of the feet. And again, your chin, la barbilla está adentro to help you really stretch the back of the neck. Let's push, empujamos por los pies y estamos aquí arriba otra vez. So now bend your left knee, pull that leg back, hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. The left foot is going to cross to the outside of the right. We'll pull dos brazos arriba, take the two arms up, stretch some weight back, push into the feet. Muy bien. Y adelante. Stretch some weight to the side. And again, you're going to push into the feet y vamos a apretar los muslos juntos. And then back to the center. Good. Push and stretch. Good. Almost like a side plank here. And back to the center. Take your two hands, hook the arms or press the palms again into the sacroiliac. And then you're going to float forward. Vamos a flotar. Adelante. And if you can, a real test of your balance would be to pull your chin up. Good. Let the neck really stretch. Y vamos a empujar otra vez por los pies or push through the feet once again. Pause here on top and see if you could lift the heels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Again, squeeze. Muslos arriba. Thighs up. Spread the balls of the foot. Heels to the sits bones. 2 and 1. Set that down. Good. If you were in ballet class, you could just do a soutenu. So now we're going to peel your right heel ball foot up and then hold. So you're just feeling that connection into the hamstring. Taking, I don't remember where our hands were, maybe here. And you're just going to breathe. Another 5, 4, 3, pulling the heel up towards the sit. 2, and if you lose the balance, just set your foot down. Good. Now we'll cross the leg and squeeze for a moment so the arms can come up. Maybe even hook the thumbs. Good. Maybe even left over right. Oh, it's hard for my brain to do that. So we're going to stretch and reach back. Good. And then right through your center. And then you're going to stretch and reach el peso a la izquierda. Y arriba otra vez. And then up once again. And then to the other side. Good. Oh, really, really. So how wide can you make your feet? How narrow can the thighs come? Good. And then back through the center. Let's let the hands hook behind your back. Gather the weight. So now really think about the calves. Pull them up. Pull your espinillas, your shin bones up, 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 up. Mientras estás doblando. And then as it feels comfortable and safe, pull your chin in. All these little things help us find balance. Good. And then we're going to exhale. Push, push, push firmly for realsies into your feet. Good. Pull the tailbone down. Lift the heels up. Good. And squeeze the thighs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So heels are lifted. 2 and 1. Good. So now just follow that front foot all the way around. Voila. Soutenu. Everybody pick up a leg and just shake that out. Afuera, 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 afuera. Good. Now shake opposite arm and leg. Vamos a intentarlo otro lado. Good. Getting the brain El cerebro funcionando. So now take the feet and just begin a little reach wide. Good. One foot can pick up. Good. You could swing the arms to opposite your extending leg, your lifting leg. Good. Big reach. And again, slow the lower of the leg to help you find your gravity. So we're going to pause with the arms over on the left, and then exhale, create a big reach all the way around. With your two arms, a big sweep through the center. So try that just a couple more times now, freeing up a little bit more through the thoracic spine. Muy bien. Now we'll open your two arms, move the thighs back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 y 4, 3, 2, 1. So now opposite shoulder to knee. And arriba. Opposite shoulder to knee. Feel a long stretch in the back. Y arriba. Try that just a couple more times. So the architecture, the legs stay firm, and then the torso reaches across. Good. So now inhale right back up. Take the arms out, and the 10 toes are facing forward. So we're going to move the thighs back. 5 and 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Inhale, pause. Exhale, take the hands to the outsides of the legs and slowly reach out, and then let the top of the head come down. So now chin, your barbilla is going to come towards one shoulder, then the other, and the shoulder bones themselves are going to pull away from your chin. And from here, we're going to inhale, sweep that weight into the feet, bring yourself up once again. Inhale, arms up. And then exhale, bend in the knees. The arms are now going to come. So I'm going to take my right arm to the inside of that leg, hook and stretch. So when I stretch and extend my right leg now, I feel big stretch in between my right shoulder blade, el omoplato derecho y la columna. Muy bien, arriba, otra vez, big stretch, arriba, arriba. And then the same thing, I take that left arm to the inside de la pierna. And then as I lengthen my left knee, I'm going to find that connection. Good. Really try to relax the neck there. Push into the feet. Inhale here. And then exhale. Let's move the toes out. And then just a light little, almost como brincando, just bouncing, but keeping the feet on the floor. Good. So you're just thinking for a moment. Rodillas, cadera. Moving the external rotators. Good. Pulling the femur bone out towards the pinky toe. Beautiful. So now let's bend the two knees together and let the pelvis descend un poquito. Good. And again, just thinking about blood flow, circulation. Good. Through the hips, the knees, the ankles, etc., etc. Los brazos afuera. Take one elbow to the thigh y arriba. Otro codo y arriba. Un codo abajo y arriba. Abajo y arriba. Abajo y arriba. Abajo y arriba. Good. So now I'm going to follow. Let one arm sweep underneath me. Un brazo sobre la cabeza. Un brazo. So stretch to the 10 dedos. Y vamos a hacerlo otra dirección. So now I'm going to follow that arm all the way around. Again, when you come to the center, see if you can totally relax the neck. Y el cuello, relajamos. Y vamos a hacerlo otro lado. We'll try that on the other side. Good. Subiendo. Una vez más. Let's try that one more time. Big long reach. Delay in the arm to help you estirar. Beautiful. So now from here, we'll get a little bit deeper. Good. Just sitting in, spreading the toes. Eso, eso, eso. Good. Brazos afuera. 5 more breaths. Muy bien. Exhale, let's stretch up. So now I'm going to turn my weight toward my right side. Feel your hip bones for a moment. Huesos de la cadera adelante aquí. Bend your front knee till it comes to the heel and then push back. Good. And you can spread that bottom foot out into the floor. So we'll just push and reach, push and reach, push and reach. Good. The arms come forward as you continue to do this. Good. One arm up, other arm up. Good. Let the fingertips find each other. Hold here with a bend in the knee. Reach into that back heel. And your gaze, la vista en las pulgares. Good. Exhale. Now the hands to the espalda baja, hands to the low back. Reach, reach, reach. So feel that the two sits bones here are even and your sternum is lifting. Good. Good. And then you can follow up the head come down. Go ahead, stay bent in that front knee for now. And then let's exhale, push deep into your front foot, changing the position of the legs. And then feel for a moment that cadera, so your hips forward, and we'll go adelante, atrás, adelante, atrás, atrás, adelante, atrás. Beautiful. And then from here, go ahead, let the arms come out. Good. As you continue to feel the knee track right over the heel and then come right back up. Un brazo arriba. Otro brazo arriba. Good. Dedos juntos. Fingers together. And now your vista, the gaze at your pulgares, your thumbs. Breathe into that. Good, and now we'll bring our hands to the espalda baja. You can even take your hands to the sits bones. Reach your sits bones back evenly. Estirar adelante. Lift the sternum. So the more we lift through the sternum, the less pressure you're going to put on your neck here. And then when you fold over, now let the head go. So now gravity is not talking to the neck, right? Because your head is down. So if you're held here, right, and your spinal muscles aren't engaged, that's when you start to create a lot of, especially if there's a lot of rounding in the thoracic spine, that's where we get discomfort there. Muy bien. So from here, we're just going to push through that front foot. Now step the back foot in. And then let's go, just take the tailbone side to side a few times. Good. And then you can make that a full circle. Just a few times. Again, watch where your head goes. Let it follow the tail. Good. All the way around the other way. And then if you want to do a Z and S, just kind of get funky with your tailbone. Eso, eso. All right, take a little twist also side to side is kind of a nice way to release. Letting the arms kind of swat the body. Eso, eso. Good. Okay. So now, brazos arriba, arms up. And then I'm going to doblar adelante. I'm going to dive forward. Let the head go here for a moment. Pull the femur bones over my talones, over the heels. Feel that stretch in your femorales. Good. And then I'm going to take my right leg back. And now my left leg back. Your knees can melt into the floor. Lift the head above the tail. And push back and up just a few times. The elbows graze the sides of the body and we come right back up. One more time. Beautiful. Y ahora la pierna. So now you'll come right back up with your legs extendidas, piernas extendidas. And the scoop of the rib cage is up. And check from side to side. I know it's hard to do this with a screen. So look at your right shoulder, look under your left armpit, and keep kind of actively freeing the neck here. Let's raise the right leg, keep the hips cerrado. The hips will stay facing parallel. Then you'll bend the knee, lift the knee un poquito más. And from here, Right foot comes behind your right hand, left toes turn out. Push, empujamos por los pezitos, you push through the feet, y brazos arriba. So let's take the gaze once again to your pulgares. Or let the head rest, como tú quieras. Now we're going to take your left elbow, so codo izquierdo a tu muslo derecho. Take your left elbow to your right thigh. Good. I'm going to take my two hands down now. So again, imagine a really long spine. The more I round, if you can see this in the thoracic spine, the more the weight of my head is held by the neck. So you can keep a long spine and extension. It's less work on your neck, if that makes sense. So then as the leg extends and you can lower the head, como no, you can give that a go. Good. Okay, and then from here you could take your right arm up. Maybe just rest it for a moment on the low back. We're going to play for a moment. And you could take your left hand here to the right foot, la mano izquierda al pie derecho. Good, so again, everything's just an option, something to explore. So now I'm going to bend my right knee, take my right arm, now to the inside of that leg, and just let my hands gather here. Again, really trying to release the neck fully. Good, I'm going to take my two hands in between my legs, come through a Pado Tanasana. And again, maybe you want to take your hands straight to the back of the head and get a little stretch. Muy bien, and from here I'm going to look at my left toes and then just step my back foot to my right, push into the feet. And once again, just try to release here before we try this on the other side. So I'm on the other side of my mat, lado izquierdo, está enfrente de la pantalla. Good. And check where is your weight and how does a twist feel. Good, just a nice, loose, easy, relaxing twist. Good, so now we'll try those shenanigans other side. Brazos arriba, thumbs back, tailbone down. And vamos a bajar, you're going to lower back down. And bend the knees as much as you need to. I'm going to take, just for a second, because this is feeling good too, I'm going to take my right hand to the outside of my left ankle and pull across my body. So what I'm feeling is a real stretch in between the shoulder blades. Good, you can try that on the other side. So now my mano izquierda yo pongo en el tobillo derecho y doblo el codo para estirar afuera. Muy bien. Nos miramos arriba, yeah, let's look up. And then we're going to bend the knees, step the legs back right and left, melt the knees down. And then remember, tailbone comes down, navel comes in, head above the shoulders, doblamos, estiramos un poco through your elbows, los codos. Eso, eso, eso. And then from there, doblamos. You're going to fold in half once again. While you reach up into a down dog, let's lift la pierna izquierda. Go ahead and reach the heel and the calf away on the bottom leg, la pierna derecha. And then doblando la rodilla, bend the knee, lift it up, but keep the hips paralelos. And from here, vamos a colocar el pie detrás de la mano. And then we'll push your back heel into the floor and nos levantamos. Let's rise up. Then you can bring your fingertips together, lift the back thigh. Good. And then you can take your right elbow here, if you like, to your muslo izquierdo. Good. So all the while thinking about that back foot, send the heel into the floor, lift up through the inner thigh. Good. And then from here, let's just place your two hands for a moment into the floor. You can take, if you'd like, left hand to the low back, maybe even bend that knee out. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. And then your right hand can come to the left foot. And so you're just, I think what we did is came up through a Parivritha Trikonasana, which you can try on this side as well. And then from there, we're going to take that top arm to the inside of the leg, hook it around, and then see about the hands coming together. Good. And then from here, just place your two hands down, and we're going to step that front foot back and then lower the hips and pelvis all the way down to the floor. Go ahead, take a little pause here. So you turn the tops of the feet over. And then I'm going to exhale, lift the head and chest up. Pull the elbows in and in. Good. And then bend my right knee. And then let it extend. Bend the left knee. Let it extend. Lift two legs. Bend the right knee. Let it extend. Doblando la pierna izquierda. Good. So now from here, two hands back to the low back. Bend the knees. Let them extend. Good. Una vez más. And then if you'd like, hands to the ankles, lift your sternum up, breathe. Good. If it feels nice, you can roll to the left, girar la izquierda. Good. Good. Y también media vuelta, otro lado. Good. Inhale, bringing that back to the center, extending arms and legs. Vamos a extender los brazos y también las piernas. Good. Take your take your palms debajo de los hombros, and then exhale, coming up. Reach your weight back. And from here, we're just going to walk your hands right, left, right, all the way up to standing position. Push into the feet. Y aquí estamos arriba otra vez. Let's try Uttita Asta, and then we're going to do external rotation. And so we're going to do a couple of, before we do that, poses here of balance. So everybody just take your weight for a moment onto the right leg. La pierna izquierda arriba. We'll set that down. Abajo. Push through the left foot. Right leg arriba. Take a breath. Good. Really feel that weight ground through the foot as you pull up through the thigh. Bajando la pierna otra vez. So now I'm going to take left hand to my pie izquierdo, to my left foot. And then again, feel those bones in the leg. Hug up. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead. Pause here. If you can, put the foot down on the thigh and then move some weight back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Y arriba otra vez. Stretch that out. Good. Rock your weight. Just kind of dance the weight a little bit. Lado y lado. Vamos a intentarlo otro lado. We'll try that on the other side. Okay. Brazo derecho arriba. And then you're going to take your pie. Con tus deditos aquí. And then vamos a extender. Just hold that leg. Breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Y vamos a doblar. Good. So feel a little stretch in the hip and you'll reach it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Muy bien. Arriba otra vez. And then just rocking that weight lado y lado. Light to the feet. Super bien. So now stretch your right leg, heel ball toe. Take weight out. Now take your two arms back. And vamos a extender. So just extend your sternum. Lift the back leg. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, One, exhale, setting that leg down, toe ball heel, step the weight back. Let's try that on the other side. Gather the weight. Vamos a mover el peso del cuerpo en el pie derecho. Un paso adelante con la pierna izquierda. So now we'll exhale and pull. Alamos la pierna atrás, arriba. Good. So feel that energetic opposition between the two thighs. One thigh really grounding, opposite thigh really lifting. Good. Y atrás otra vez. Muy bien. Okay. So now desde aquí, la pierna derecha adelante, taking that leg forward. Empujamos, ball of the foot, planta del pie. And then exhale, left hand and foot can come together, right arm can lift, subir. Good, let's lower that down, extend the leg back, push through the feet, y arriba otra vez. Muy bien, let's try that otro lado. So now I'll take the left foot, pasando adelante con la pierna izquierda. And then as you feel ready, lift the back leg, mano y pie. And then your brazo izquierdo adelante, and then you can lift the back leg, just stretch. Good, desde aquí la pierna atrás. And empujamos otra vez. So feeling hopefully un poco más ligera en el cuerpo, a little bit lighter en el cuerpo. Brazos arriba, arms up, and now from here vamos a extender. Good, doblamos, estiramos, muy bien, la columna, mirando afuera, so looking out. Now we're going to walk our hands out. We're going to go derecha, izquierda, derecha. Now the left leg, actually your right leg's going to lift, we're going to open, and then now this time as a pose of external rotation. So you're going to lift that hip, estira, estira, estira. And then I'm going to place my right foot behind my right hand. And then from here, I'll spiral up through the arms, finding warrior two. So out through the feet, ancho por los pies, arriba, up through the legs, and then abajo por la pelvis, right? So there's three major things happening from the hips down. It's the feet moving wide, the legs pulling up, and the pelvis descending. And it's those energies that kind of hold you up in this pose. Now the arms out. Good. So once you feel like you have a good ancla, you have a big anchor through the legs, through the lower body, stretch away. Estirando afuera. Good, muy bien. Y ahora arriba. Now stretch over opposite way. So I'm just letting this bottom arm be free. Muy bien. Desde aquí, estiro. I'm going to stretch that leg long. Come over the leg. Good. So checking in with your neck. ¿Cómo está tu cuello? Eso, eso, eso. Now you can take your left hand here, just behind the back for a moment. Good. Opening up, releasing your shoulder. Relajando el hombro. So now doblamos las dos rodillas. Bend the two knees, reach your weight back, and then pull the back foot up to your front. And then we're going to walk your right hand, la mano derecha afuera, y ahora también la pierna izquierda. So same thing with this balance pose. What is that energetic relationship between the thighs? One thigh really moving vertically, one thigh really moving horizontally. Good, two arms up. And that hand can come down, and you'll find yourself deeper external rotation in a standing split. And from here, let's go up this more basically. So you're going to push into your right heel, feel that relationship between the heel and the sitting bone, and we'll come up. And then once again, just relax your torso, relajando el torso. Dar una vueltita, media vuelta. So now we're going to try all that going this way. So inhale, big breath. And arms travel up, and then exhale, hugging into your belly, lowering down. Y nos miramos arriba otra vez. So look up once again, and we'll go right, left, Right. Exhale, hips up, reach back to the hands. Now la pierna izquierda arriba en el aire. So take the left leg, and then you're going to open it, reach it back. Muy bien. From here, I'm going to take that leg. Vamos a poner el pie detrás de la mano, and then you're going to turn the back toes out. Good. Al borde largo, to the long edge. And then let's remember what happens in this pose. Feet spread out. Bueno, vamos a juntar los pies. And then the legs from every which way, they hug up as the pelvis is descending, mientras la pelvis está bajando. Good. Brazos afuera. Good. And if you want to just stretch your wrists for a momentito, I love to take the backs of my hands into the costillas. Good. Brazos afuera. Let's stretch away. I think we did this. No me acuerdo. Good. And then back, I'm going to take that arm underneath me. So use the bicep, usando los bíceps. Y arriba. So now I'm going to estirar, so create a real relationship between the heel and the sitting bone, mientras bajando. Good. So now we've got a little bit of Trikonasana. Beautiful. Top hand can find your back. Could reach and open just a hair more. Okay, so maybe even a stretch into that bottom shoulder. Eso, eso. And then from here, we're going to bend your two knees, pull that back foot into feet. Left hand is going to reach out un poquito. And then so I've just noticed my toes turned in, which is what I don't want them to do. I want to keep the toes reaching out so that leg, again, you're finding that energetic opposition between the top leg and the bottom leg. One leg super horizontal, one leg very vertical. Extension, vamos a extender por los brazos. Good. And then from here, I'm going to find a standing split by letting my head come down. And then if it feels okay, I'll rotate my pelvis back to face la pierna izquierda. And exhale, come up. Beautiful. So then go ahead, do a little sweep. Anything you want to with your arms. I have been doing, let me look up this time for a moment. Okay. Little wave with my arm. And this feels, so it's like up and then back through the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder. And this has felt very good to me. You can kind of reverse that as well. Eso, eso, eso. Good. So you let the joints each experience that pull of gravity. So you get a stretch each way. Beautiful. So now vamos a hacerlo así. I'm going to put my right foot down, lift my left, open up, foot to the shin. And then notice, did the hip bow out to the side? That's what we want to avoid. You want to pull in through the muscle, the outside of the hip. Good. Maybe that foot then comes a little bit más ancho. Same thing. Feel that energetic opposition between your talon, your heel. Good. So the inner thigh is pulling down towards the big toe base joint, and that thigh bone pulls in. Brazos. Check them. Good. And then you may find that you want to take your hand to the outside of the foot and extend. Yo no sé. Give that just a couple of breaths. Good. Bajando. Lowering the leg. And again, it's always important to keep in mind, can you take the leg down slowly? Okay. And I don't know. Just a little side step. Trying to side step doing the other side. Vamos a intentar el otro lado. So now I'm going to take my weight, anchor it in the left side. Pull up my right heel. Yo abro la rodilla. So open the knee out, foot to the shin. So this is a great opportunity to feel that connection between the inner thigh and the big toe base joint with the foot down low. Good. As the foot rises up the leg, then feel the connection between the hip the outer hip and the inner thigh. Good. Now you can check on your brazos. ¿Cómo están? Good. Can they move, float freely? Beautiful. And then hand can move to the outside. So look at what happens when you lose your balance. The hip pops up. So balance is really found by pulling the opposite sitting bone towards the heel. And then from there, so notice again, my balance, I lost it. The sitting bone moved in opposition. The work being pull the sitting bone in. Let me see if I've got it on this side, if I can try that again. So yeah, the sits bone pulls down. I think that speaks to the nature of practice, right? It's not always perfect every time, but you continue to remember what the work is while you practice. Okay. Vamos a intentar, we'll just try for a momentito, a little bit of a headstand. So again, this is for you to decide what part of this is going to work for you today. I'm going to push my antebrazos, my forearms here into the floor. And watch this for a second. You see, I'm just pushing the outside edges of my hands and lifting the elbows. And there's a lot of good work there for the shoulders. So if you didn't want to do a headstand, but you just wanted to work on building the shoulder strength you needed, you could be here, lift the elbows like half an inch from the floor. Y esa es un buen trabajo. That's good work. So now I'm going to entrelazar los dedos juntos and then take my head down. My head's in the floor. So again, this might just feel relaxing. I want you to pay attention to when you roll weight to the back of the head, you feel the neck is in a hyper round. And we don't want, that's not a good place to gather weight. Same thing when you let the weight come forward onto the forehead. So just feel that for a second. The neck can arch, and we don't want that either. So the kind of happy places in el centro de la cabeza. And then I'm going to lift my hips up. Bend one knee, dobla una rodilla y intentar a doblar otra rodilla. One leg, then the other leg. And then if you're feeling it, puedes intentar a subir las dos piernas. Good. So then once the legs are up, you can kind of focus. Resetting the heels to the sky, balls of the feet, belly pulled in. And then as you feel ready, lowering your two legs. I had hair in my mouth. Whose hair? That's the question. All right. So now I'm going to let my pelvis hang down towards my heels and then let my head just rest for a second. So again, making space between the shoulder blades. Nice and low. And from here, I'm going to take my sits bones to my blanket and just really quickly do a little Navasana boat pose. So hands, today I'm just taking them to my shin bones. When you think about where do you want your weight when you balance here, there's like a tripod that you make between your sitting bones, your isquiones, and your tailbone. So you don't want to be, this is me all the way back on my tailbone, really kind of onto the sacrum. Not such a great balancing spot, but if you can pull the weight into the sits bones, you start to feel the core engage. And maybe the chest can open up. Una pierna extendida, and you can bend that knee. Otra pierna extendida. And then quizás dos piernas, los brazos, 5 breaths. Good. Exhale, release that. And from here, I'm just going to slide my weight now in front of my little manta. I'll take my fingers, dedos a mis meñiques. And then from there, I'm just going to slowly let my weight move to the floor. So now my head is not on the mat. Brazos en tu lado, arms at your side. Raise the right leg and down. Good. Feel the belly muscles. Raise the left leg and down. Pull the navel in. Dos piernas arriba. And from here, perhaps we'll lift. Take the toes up. Thighs lift. shoulder blades. Good. And then your hands here move to the hips. And then I'm going to bend my knees. Bring my knees right over la cadera, las rodillas sobre la cadera. And then stretch the legs up. And try to move my tailbone underneath, thighs back. And perhaps take my hands here to my ribs. Good. And then when that feels like it's time to give that a rest, let the knees, rodillas doblar. And they can come down al lado de las orejas. And we can slowly, so find that weight through your triceps. Good. Push your elbows into the floor. And let's come on to the top of the head for a moment. Good. So let the whole front of your throat stretch. I'm realizing I need more Matsasana in my life. And then when and as you feel ready, you can release that. Push the feet into the floor. Let the pelvis rise. Good. Palmas juntas quizás. Underneath you, you could take the palms together. You could now walk your feet back towards your hands. And then let the manos y tobillos, your hands and ankles, come together. Good. You could now lower the pelvis. Palmas arriba, take the arms up, and then your fingers could come. So just this could be a nice little stretch for your wrists. So everybody, instead of bringing the hands really close to the shoulders, walk them out a little bit. And just feel as the fingertips fold back towards your body, there's a good stretch there for your wrists. So a lot of yoga poses have you doing things with your wrists in the opposite configuration. So this is just a nice counter. So then you could walk the hands a little bit closer to you. You could push, empujamos por los pies otra vez, and then lift the pelvis up and come onto the top of the head. Maybe just breathe there. You could free an arm, free the other arm. Good. Place the hands down and lift. Good. So feel that place where you really feel the power gathered through the bottom of you, triceps engaged. And then cuando estés lista, puedes bajar. And you can hug the arms over your chest, take them to the right and the legs to the left. Y vamos a hacerlo otra dirección. Brazos a la izquierda, piernas a la derecha. Muy bien, let's open arms and legs into big, so soles of the feet together, manos afuera, palmas arriba. Y desde aquí vamos a estirar las piernas afuera. You'll stretch the legs out. Y 5, 4 respiraciones profundas. So let the chest fill all the way up. Vamos a llenar el pecho con aire. Just feel that a few times. Just focus on the pecho. And we want to do deep belly breathing, but also this is a place we feel a lot of ansiedad, anxiety. So breathing into that space can help free up those sensations. And let the breath go. And when you feel ready, podemos menear un poco, dedos de la mano, dedos del pie. También haciendo círculos por los tobillos y también las muñecas. Good. And then from there, doblamos las rodillas, agarramos las piernas sobre el pecho. We'll hug the knees over the chest. Giramos a la izquierda. You'll turn to the left. And then arriba, sentando. Oh boy. Con las palmas juntas. Y bajando la cabeza, cerrando los ojos. Your practice is a gift. Tu práctica es un regalo. Muchas gracias. Y chao. Namaste.